Hey, what's going on, children of the sun? This is your spiritual nomad, Montre Bible. Yep, that's my real last name. And people are mad at Trump. It's almost been, I think, about almost 3 weeks now. And it's just a lot of things going on. So I wanted to talk about it. I want to go into a little bit of detail and give you my little 2 cents about what I think is going on. Now, we had recently, today, excuse me, the Democrats were protesting against Doge. And this is the Department of, I can't remember, what is it? Department of Government Efficiency? Yeah, the Department of Government Efficiency ran by Elon Musk. Now, Elon Musk was appointed by Trump to go ahead and do this job, which I think he's doing a great job. Depending on who you're listening to, whether you're listening to, CNN, or if you're just getting your news and you're just like listening to like what's going on, they've actually uncovered a lot of corruption, a lot of excess spending to several different just random things. It was just it was like where's all this money going to? And there's been no accountability with the Treasury Department with who's getting the money, uh, where is the money going? We've got thousands, millions, billions of dollars of taxpayer money just going nowhere or just going into random places, creating Sesame Street programming for Iraq or Iran, or creating trans comic books for people in South America. And it was just like, why are we doing this? Why are we putting so much money in weird places? So a lot of people were mad about that. Mainly the Democrats were mad about that, upset about that. And didn't hear a lot of my friends on Facebook talking about it, but I did see a lot of things online on X, excuse me, on X, where people were just really complaining about it. Now, when I went and saw the protests, I didn't actually go in live, but when I saw the videos of the protests of the Democrats, most of them were just, trying to victim blame and say, they're going to take away our social security. And then they started singing Negro anthem, not the Negro anthem, but they started singing Negro spirituals. And I'm thinking, they're really pushing hard to get mainly the Black American community to be very emotionally responsive or reactive, not even responsive. They don't want us to think about what's actually going on. They want us to be emotionally reactive to what's going on without even asking questions. And I see that a lot on my Facebook page, but nobody was talking about Doge and what the Democrats were doing. What were my friends on Facebook talking about? They were talking about the Gulf of America. Yep. If you go onto Google, you will now see that Google has changed the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. And I thought this was hilarious. It was like, yeah, America. But a lot of people were upset about that. I don't know why you're upset about the Gulf being called the Gulf of America or the Gulf of Mexico. It doesn't matter. It's not going to change your life either way. That's a choice on Google. Even though President Trump said, he says, I'm going to change it to the Gulf of America. Okay, great. I don't care. I call it the Gulf. It's the toilet bowl of Texas, as I like to call it. But yeah, if you go to Google now, you'll see the Gulf of America. And I saw a few friends on my Facebook that were just really outright upset. They were just upset. And I was thinking, like, okay, you're really gonna be upset about this. This is the hill you're gonna die on. I think not. And if it's gonna be called the Gulf of Mexico or Gulf of America, I think it should. I think it should be called the Gulf of America because this is North America, Central America, and South America. These are the Americas, point blank. Yeah, you can call it Mexico if you want. Mexico, and one of my friends was like, hey, Mexico, it was called the Gulf of Mexico because Mexico used to own all of this. Well, newsflash, Mexico don't own nothing over here anymore. Mexico, the majority of America used to be Mexico, but well, it got taken over, and that's what happens. Colonization, and it happens in every country in the world, whether it's Europe or whether it's the Americas or whether it's Africa. People get taken over, and when you get taken over, guess what? You get the right to change the names. You think all of people in Africa named their places actually that? No. Africa has many countries, but some of those countries were named something else before all the colonization came through. So they changed the names for that. But anyways, that's neither here or there. Some other things that changed on Google was that they took out the Pride Month off of the calendar. How about I saw so many of my gay friends on Facebook upset about this. Now, listen, I didn't even know uh, gay pride was even on the Google Calendar. I use Google Calendar all the time. I didn't know it was on there, but they supposedly removed it. Not gonna miss it. It's no biggie. Uh, it's gay pride. It's on June. We all know that. And some people celebrate it all year long. There's gay prides like all year long for different cities in different months. But I guess the observed one is in June. So that's fine. I listen. Just because Google removes something doesn't mean that it's Trump's fault. No, let me tell you what's going on. Google was getting paid to do certain things. And since Doge got involved, they started removing all of that extra funding from US aid to all these DEI protocols and programs. So they say, hey, we're not going to put any money into this. And I agree. I don't think we should be putting money into pointless things that are going to promote sexuality. This when we're talking on a federal level, promoting sexuality, transing, and all this other things. If you want to do it, fine. But why are we putting tax money to have our government promote that? I don't think that's right. And you can say whatever you want. Yeah, we should accept all people. That's fine. I had to take a little sip. But do we need to be putting money, taxpayer money, into social programs like this to basically put it in people's face? I as a professional bisexual, I mean, it's just my thing. My sexuality is my thing. I just want to be respected as a normal person. I don't need everybody saying, "Hey, I need you. Let's do bisexual man awareness month." I don't care. And why is it a whole month? It can be a day, you know, Pride Day. Let's all get together on the same day and celebrate. Either way, it's not going to stop gay guys from going out partying like we do every day and going out to circuit parties and doing whatever. It's not going to stop that. It's Google. And Google wasn't getting any more government funding to promote something that they just weren't going to do normally. Newsflash, it takes money to do things. And if you want to be promoted, you got to pay money for it. So obviously, that was one of the things that got cut. You love it or hate it, it's not on Google Calendar. Put it on there yourself. You have your own Google Calendar. So a lot of people, at least on my Facebook page, were not my Facebook page, but my Facebook profile, my friends there were upset about the whole Google Pride Month thing, which I don't care about. It doesn't change my life either way. And Gulf of America, once again, that's not going to change my life either way. I was pretty excited, though, just looking at all, all of the Democrats really just crazy going crazy this just today. And I feel like this is so much to talk about that I might have to just kind of keep this going and just to give my little 2 cents on how I feel about things. Because I've been pretty quiet about mostly politics, but it's so hilarious that it's just like I need to get it out. And um most of my friends are Democrats, religious Democrats. Like they've probably been Democrats since their inception. But me, I'm more of an independent thinker. I have voted Republican. I have voted Democrat. I voted Republican this time because I truly believe what Trump is trying to do, and I think he has a plan. He does have a plan. I mean, look how many executive orders he's put out, and I respect a man that has a plan of action for the country, and that's what we need right now. Didn't quite trust Kamala and all her joy, and I was like, no, I'm not going to be voting on emotions, and I think that's why a lot of people uh, voted for her. Not a lot because she didn't win, but a lot of people voted out of emotions, and they're still reacting out of emotions because she lost. But politics isn't about emotions. Politics, once again, as I said before, is about how the money is spent. Sorry, am I ignoring you? Come on, Spike. Come on. So politics is about how money is spent, and it's not about emotional things. I think we should spend less money on social things. We need to, if you want social issues, if we don't need to be spending money on other countries for sexual or social issues, if they need money for those things, they need to go to charities. America is not a charity. Our taxpayer money needs to go back to America, and that's been a problem. Is that most of the money that we're putting into taxes isn't going back to us. It's not going back to programs that directly uh, influence us or affect us. I won't even say influence because they will pay for influencers too. But and we've been seeing a few influencers just falling off. So I think we'll see more. But I'm highly optimistic that what Elon Musk is doing is going to bring actually good things to our country, and that there should be more audits on these agencies and these departments. And I'm waiting, and I did a reading on TikTok of what would happen with all these audits. You can go check that out on TikTok. But I'm really excited to see how many heads will roll if any members of Congress are going to resign early, and who's going to just simply just fade away from existence, as in they're just going to go to their own little private island, because that's what these people do to get away from being arrested. But I hopefully we get some people who do get arrested that are in Congress, who've been doing bad dealings, who've been laundering money. I think it's necessary now. This is the time. This is the apocalypse where we're starting to see the truth. So that's my hope. That's my prayer. And I'm not all about this, religiously being political about anything. If I wouldn't have voted for Trump if I didn't believe what he was doing, and I'm not afraid to say that. I'm not going to be just voting for Democrats because I'm black or I'm gay. That's not what I do. I don't vote on what is it? Social identity. What is it? Identity politics. And I think that's a bunch of bullshit, because people are, like I said, they're emotionally voting. They're saying, oh, Trump hates gays or Trump hates black people, and have shown no proof of that at all, other than, oh, well, there's a racist person voting for him. So what? All this, we need to create, or trying to delegate or create, legislate, excuse me, trying to legislate racism out of people is not going to work. You can't force people to like you. Whether the only way we can combat racism is not about talking about racism. You're like, you're racist, you're racist. Getting in people's face like that is not going to make them like you anymore. Okay. It's about communicating, coming as one, and actually having those talks, and not making people feel bad for who they are. I'm not going to make a white person feel bad for being white, especially if they didn't do anything to me. I met some really great white people. I've grown up with white people, grown up with Latinos, and many of them are just like you and me, poor. Excuse me. They're not, they're struggling too. So you just have to have those conversations. And I do business with people all over the world. So everybody's just on their hustle. It's just the top percent and the Democrats who always are trying to bring about division, about trying to always bring up, this is why, this is who's the problem. Here's the villain. They need a villain. And because Jasmine Crockett, which, ooh, Lord, I can talk forever about her. She's one of the representatives, and she is actually representative in Dallas, where I live, and I'm my representative. But all she talks about is racism. All she talks about is racism. She talks against white people. And I'm like, that's not the problem here in Dallas. I mean, yeah, Dallas may have some racist people, but if you come here, the majority of people are cool. The majority of people are cool. Snobby, but cool. Okay, so you got to know the difference. You got to know the difference, and then if you keep throwing the race card in front of people and saying, your ancestors did this. Well, a lot of people's ancestors did a lot of things. My own father did some horrible things, but I'm not a blame for what he did. My father was a wife beater. He beat my mother. And do I need to be held accountable for what he did? No. So because your ancestors did something evil, you could have some, and a lot of times we're consulting our ancestors in a spiritual sense. But some of y'all got ancestors that were murderers. Some of y'all got ancestors that was hoes. So are you responsible for that? No, you're not. Okay. We're not held by the sins of our father, and that's biblical. Okay. So, anyways, when you meet people for who they are today. And that I'm not that's I'm not Christian, but this sounds very Christian. But you really need to meet people for who they are right now, because if God can forgive, then you need to be able to forgive too. And the only way you're going to continue to get blessings is if you open up to that love. A lot of people are in the energy of hate right now. I hate Donald Trump. I can't stand him. I'm so mad and depressed about everything. You wake up every day feeling like that. Guess what? You're just going to manifest that for you. Okay. It ain't doing nothing for anybody else. You just destroying yourself. Anyways, that's my rant. That's my little happy hour rant. Cheers, y'all. If you like this, go ahead and hit me a like and subscribe for more. And remember to make your reality happen, because if you don't do it, then who will? Talk to you guys later.